Another week of comics are in the books, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my weekly pull list review. Now, I only got 4 books this week. It was a light week, thankfully, as Christmas is right around the corner, and I'm still holiday shopping. Welcome on in, though, everyone. I'm Alex. This is Graphic Novel Collector, and if you enjoy weekly comic book reviews and pickup videos and some top 10 lists sprinkled in, this might be the place for you. But let's not waste any more time. Let's start with the pick of the week. And this week it is The City Beneath Her Feet. I don't know which side I want to go to, but The City Beneath Her Feet is a distillery book. And admittedly, I do not like the magazine size books that they put out there. $9 typically. And if you typically wait for the hardcovers, you end up getting them for like 30, 35 bucks for like 4 or 5 issues a piece. So obviously, mathematically, it makes sense to just wait for the hardcovers. That being said, The City Beneath Her Feet is by James Tynion on writing, Elsa Chartier doing the art, and then Jordi Belair. First off, this is a powerhouse. This is a stacked creative team. The art in this book is phenomenal. Chartier, very stylized art style here. And then with Jordi Belair's colors in this book, it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's sensational. It's kinetic. As I said, it is very, very stylized. But what is this book about? That is the question I'm sure you're asking, because there was only 775 polls on this on League of Comic Book Geeks, but this is amazing. It was so good. It makes you care about the characters so much. Basically, we are following the female lead, and she is a writer, and she is supposed to deliver a book to the company that she is working for currently, and it's not going so well. She can't really figure out a plot. She meets this other lady who gets into it, as you can see right there. If I didn't already show that image off these pages, she meets this other lady who I guess might have been paid to kill somebody. We don't really know that, but what we do know is that this is a very, very realized world. I got to be careful about which pages I show off here, because there are some salacious pages. But yes, these two women end up, the writer, Zara is her name. She falls in love with this killer lady, and she kind of leads a life, not Zara, but what's her name? I can't remember the name of the blonde, but she leads a life where she basically is some kind of hired contract killer. I'm not sure if that's actually the case, but we do see her kill somebody. Jasper Jane is her name. Jasper Jane. It's like she ends up writing a book about her. Zara ends up writing the book about her, but this is a great jumping on point, and James Tynion does an amazing job in this book of making not only the city feel like a character, because this book is set in New York City. I've personally never been to New York City, but it's an excellent, excellent way to make the city feel like a character, and we feel like we've known and we've been with these characters for a very long time. Obviously, this is only the first issue, but man, does he cram a ton of not only just dialogue. It's not just dialogue. It's just the art works very well with the dialogue, and you feel like you know both Zara and Jasper for a long time. And this was definitely the pick of the week. 4.5 stars. I cannot wait for issue number 2 of The City Beneath Her Feet. My goodness, what an excellent, excellent read. I highly recommend it. I know that sometimes Indie books aren't everybody's cup of tea. Check that out. James Tynion IV is a phenomenal writer, and this creative team is sensational. Next up, though, we've got, sticking with the indies, we've got Transformers. This is issue number 15. That's not Transformers. Transformers, issue number 15. Soundwave moves to finish the war with the Autobots, and all of Earth will suffer. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime and Wheeljack search for the answers to the mystery that may change everything we knew. We got done with the little 2-part mini arc, and that was a nice little arc. But Jorge Corona's back on the art here, and yeah, the art is back to full form. Not that the last artist did a bad job per se, but yeah, no, this book continues to be phenomenal. Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona, of course, absolutely crushing it. Absolutely crushing. I do think we have a different colorist on this issue. Yeah, Sarah Stern on the colors. And honestly, she kind of crushes it. But Daniel Warren Johnson absolutely knocking it out of the ballpark here. And we do have a huge reveal at the end of this book, and I'm not gonna give it away. Obviously, I want y'all to go out and read the books, but man, oh man, this was a fun read. Daniel Warren Johnson can't make a bad comic book, I believe. Just cannot do it. The art in this, Jorge Corona back on the book, absolutely loving it. Yeah, this is going to be a 3.5-star book, which is a very good, very good review for me. Very good rating for me. Check out Transformers. And if you didn't check out my top 10 best comics of 2024, I guarantee Transformers on there. Go check it out. I'll put it up there for you. All right, now we're going to move on to The Amazing Spider-Man. This is issue number 63. This is the third book in the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. It continues. Spider-Man finds himself face-to-face with Kairos, scion of Cryotrak. Kryos represents the inevitability of time. And basically what we do in this book is we start off, Uncle Ben is trying to teach Peter how to basically ride a bike. And you see Kairos there. She is lurking in the background, but she can kind of move through time, and she kind of takes Peter through time. She interrupts him. She's like, pause time, and he's in the middle of dinner. But basically throughout this book, we go through all the tragic moments in Peter's life. There you have, of course, Gwen Stacy. You've got Venom there. What else do we got? Oh, the moment that Uncle Ben died. A lot of stuff. We go through a ton of things. But in the end, of course, we do have Peter beating Kairos, and then he goes on to have a nice picnic date with, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her name. I'm so bad with names. But yeah, he actually does get to enjoy a date, and then at the end, they're like, there's the next two scions are talking about, should we interrupt? And they're like, no, let's just let him have this one. We got to get ready because he's taken down 3. So, spoiler alert, but yeah, Spider-Man does defeat Kairos in this one. Does have to use yet another read to come back to life. So, basically, he's trading lives with these people. And not trading as in swapping lives, but I mean, he sacrifices himself to destroy the scion that he's facing. But pretty good read. This book wasn't written by Joe Kelly. The writer was Justina Ireland. Pretty good. There wasn't many cheeky quips that you would usually hear from Spider-Man. And obviously that was kind of a breath of fresh air. Artist Gleb Melenikov on it, and then colorist Marcio Meneas. But overall, pretty good book. I would say about a 2.5. I really liked going through the years, so it were, and seeing all of the tragedies in Peter Parker's life again. But yeah, 2.5 stars. Not a bad book. Really excited to hopefully we get Joe Kelly back on the book next month. The last book on today's video is going to be the Uncanny X-Men issue number 7. In the last issue, I said that it was the weakest issue of the series thus far. That being said, we have a uptick. This is a much better book, in my opinion. Now, in the last book, it was kind of table setting for this new arc, the raid on Grey Malkin. And I'm not reading the tie-in book. I don't want to have to read X-Men, the X-Men proper book, just to get this. And honestly, there was a couple of parts in here where I was a bit lost, and obviously I didn't read the tie-in book, so that's to be expected. But Gail Simone, obviously on this right, Edgar Salazar, artist, David Marquez, artist, inker, and then the colorist is Matt Wilson. But, yeah, no, this is consistently, in my opinion, is one of the best drawn books by Marvel. So I'm really, really digging it. But basically, they do actually get to Grey Malkin because Jubilee, Beast, and what is her name? Calico are all prisoners here. And, yeah, no, we see the new team here. They're calling themselves... the Louisiana X-Men, I think, is what Gambit refers to themselves. But you got the whole squad here. You got Deathstream, Ransom, Jitter, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, Gambit, and Rogue trying to go save them. But then you also have Scott's team here. And basically they get into a feud, a fight, while they're raiding Grey Malkin. And, yeah, the book was good. The book was good. I liked it. It was a return to form for Gail Simone. I really, again, even in last month's issue, I said it. She knows how to have a voice for these characters. She knows their motivations are very clear, and I think she has a concise vision. It wasn't that the last issue was bad, per se. It was just a table-setting issue. And obviously, they captured Jubilee and Calico. So, that was something there at the end. But the last issue wasn't as good. This one is a return to form. I'm excited to hopefully get to see where we're headed with this story arc, because it's starting to get juicy. We're getting into the thick of it. We're getting the punchies with the less talkies. That's what I like from my X-Men books. Whether you agree or not, your mileage may vary. But those are all the books. I'm going to give that one 3 stars this week. But those are all the books. Let's review real quick. X-Men, we're getting back to form. Gail Simone correcting course. And this was a really fun book to read. I really enjoy it. She has a great voice for the team. Amazing Spider-Man. Different creative team on this issue, but still solid read. We got to go through Peter Parker's timeline and relive all of his most tragic moments. It was really fun. He did have to spend another one of those reads, though, so he's down to, what, 8, 7, 6, 5? He's down to 5 more reads. Next up, we had Transformers. Yo, Daniel Warren Johnson doesn't miss. Jorge Corona's art's amazing. This book's great. It's probably going to be in my top 10 books of 2025 if I had to guess, because Daniel Warren Johnson is going to be on till issue 24. And then, of course, the pick of the week, The City Beneath Her Feet by James Tynion, Elsa Chartier, and Jordi Belair. This book was phenomenal. I can't believe how much world building and storytelling we did without being overly descriptive. There wasn't much exposition in this book, but I feel like I've known these characters for years. James Tynion is a master of his craft. Love the books, love comics. Thank you all so much. Again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the march to 1,000 subscribers this year. That's the goal. That is the goal. So if you like weekly comic book reviews, top 10 videos, graphic novel content, weekly comic book content, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. And until next week, keep reading comics, keep collecting comics, and I'll catch you all on the flippy flop. Adios!